What's going on, fellow RuneScapians? Are you guys finding yourself in a money lock on RuneScape where you just can't afford the upkeep on your accounts? Welcome to my flipping series where we take 10 mil and we turn it into 1 billion GP. We have now made it to a 42 mil cash stack with a total profit of almost 33 mil. But can we finally reach that 50 mil total profit today? Stick to the end to find out. Alright guys, so we're definitely starting out strong here today. We got these mithril dart tips, and as you can see on the graph here, there is a huge downward trend on these at the moment. So while they normally go between 70 and 72 gold, we were actually able to get them for 56. And since it was a dump, we got them in 4 minutes. And not even 3 minutes later, we were actually able to sell the same mithril darts for 73 coins, making us not only 35% ROI on this item, but also 380k, and that was in 8 minutes. If you're enjoying the series so far, please leave a like and subscribe so I can tell my mom. Alright guys, so moving on to the next couple of items here, we got the Elder Chaos Hoods, the Magic Longbow U, and the Planks. So taking a look at these Elder Chaos Hoods, you can see here that that yellow line at the sell price is always stable at the top at 440k. You can also see that within the last few hours, the blue line, which is the buy price, is down to around 300 to 320k, giving us a rough estimate profit of like 70 or 80k on these. For the Magic Longbow U, the graph looks pretty similar. You can actually see here that these Magic Longbow U's actually normally retain a value of 1000 to 1020. However, in the last hour, we were actually able to grab them up at 940 because of this huge downward swing. And the more you start to experience with these downswing graphs, you'll realize that sometimes get an even better price than expected. For example, these Magic Longbow U's, even though we tried to buy at 940, because of that downswing, we actually got them for 910. Alright guys, so I just got back from dinner and I got some pretty good news over here. The Magic Longbow U's have now all sold, and the Elder Chaos Hoods are almost all sold as well. And I think if I say that one more time, I'll probably be demonetized, but these guys got a total of 860k profit at an average profit of 86 gold each and 10% ROI. For the Elder Chaos Hoods, we were able to make another 310k with an average of 10% ROI. Now keep in mind that my ROI for total flips is actually 11.6%, which if you've done flipping for a while, you'll know that that's incredibly high. Alright guys, so I just got back from dinner, so let's take a look of the next set of buys here, and there's actually quite a lot of them, so get ready. We got the diamond bolt tips, some coal, some planks, and some pagation crystals. Alright, so starting off with the diamond bolt tips, if you take a look, we can see here that it is on a little bit of a downswing, nothing too crazy, but 20 to 30 GP, but since it has such a high volume limit of 10,000, that 20 GP really does make a difference. And up next here, we got a free-to-play item, coal, which as you can see has spiked down to 129. Again, I love these ones because these types of items are usually under 100 coins in price, making them flips where I can still utilize my cash stack while just having these offers in. And next, we got the pagation crystals, and these are probably going to be the best flip of the entire video. So taking a look here, I actually noticed right off the bat that I should be doing these pagation crystals as a daily flip. A daily flip is actually when you set these for 24 hours worth, so I would buy the buy limit times 6, and the reason being is because the buy price, the blue line, is always so far away from the sell price, the yellow line, meaning you can get a lot of profits no matter when you do this flip. But in this case, the dump was so astronomical. Like, look at the price here now. You'll see that the prices actually goes down all the way to 200k, which means that is a roughly spread of 250k per pagation crystal. Just real quickly here guys, if you don't have GE Tracker, you don't want to spend money for it, or you're just having troubles with flips, be sure to check out our Discord. The link will be in the description. This is another reason why I like coal so much. We just listed it and 1 minute later they've all sold, making us a nice quick easy 311k. And next to go was the Dragon Ball tips, and they sold in roughly 16 minutes. And they made 165k, probably the worst one in this video, but it's okay, GP is GP. But this here right now is where we get to show you guys the best flip. I think this one hits top 2, if not the number 1 flip in my entire series so far. So these Pegation crystals actually made 2.9 mil profit at a staggering 193k gold each and almost 100% ROI, which means we almost made double our money off of these. And we are now closing in to 40 mil profit, which would mean 50 mil cash stack. Okay guys, so I just got back from dinner and here are my new offers. We got the Adamanatite ore, some house teleports, and our planks from earlier had sold. The reason why I didn't bother to show you guys the graph for these planks is because they took so long to sell, but to keep the flipping series legit, we made 282k off of those. Anyways, let's get back to our buys. So the first one, we got the Adamanatite ore, and for this one you can see here that the graph is pretty stable at around 950 to 980 coins. However, recently there was a very big dump of almost 100 GP, and since the buy limit is relatively high, I can expect another 500k plus for this one. Alright, so moving on now to the house teleports. These guys were also on a big downswing as well, and as you could tell from this entire video, I'm pretty much hunting the downswings because these are the ones that are gonna make me the most amount of money in the quickest amount of time. Additionally, I wanted to point this out because it's very important that you guys are watching this. Make sure to always keep an eye here on the volume per 24 hours. The higher this number is, the faster your items should flip, and the lower the number is, the longer it takes to flip. Alright guys, so I just got back from dinner and our teleport to houses and our adamantite ores have now sold. And for the adamantite ores, we actually made 328k, and I was actually really disappointed in this one because it doesn't make much sense. I mean, coal gets 11k buy-in, but then adamantite ore only gets 4.5k. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but we hit the limit. And this one here is actually perfect for us because it's only 74 coins each, so it doesn't cost too much to do these. And if we take a look at the graph here, we can see that the price actually went down to around 70 coins. So we bought them at those, and this graph is a little bit late, so you can see the price has already stabilized, and it actually took less than an hour. And within 8 minutes, we were able to sell off all these maple longbows, making a total of 293k on these. But guys, you're not going to believe the next couple of flips here, and we got the diamond bolt tips and the blood shards. So taking a look at the graph of the diamond bolt tips, we can see here that it is on a downswing, and it actually went as low as 20 gold per diamond bolt tips. You can see that on the highlighted blue line there. Unfortunately, we didn't get them for that, but until I get to around an 100 mil cash stack, I want to take everything that I can. Moving along to the blood shards now, these ones are actually even more insane. You can see the downswing on these as they're normally listed at 6.2 mil. However, it went all the way down to 5.2 mil. Now, unfortunately, I grabbed them at somewhere around 5.5 and 5.6. However, that's still 400 or 500k per each of these blood shards. And just as I started listing things to sell, I ran into these mud runes, which I was able to get for 77 coins. And when I got back from dinner, everything had sold. For the mud runes, we're now at a total of 569k, which is absolutely insane for an 89 coin item. For the blood shards, we were able to make 3 mil off of just 8 blood shards. Guys, this is absolutely nuts. One of our top flips for sure. And for the diamond bolt tips, we were up to 407k profit on those. Again, for a 146 coin flip, you can't go wrong with that. Womp, 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 womp. Subscribe and like. We have now finally made it to over a 50 mil cash stack and 5% of our way to 1 bill, and damn does it look nice. And seeing that 50 mil must have gotten me motivated or something, because we were able to get such a crazy round of next flips. Alright, so I'm gonna try my best with the names here, as you guys never fail to point it out. So we bought some cannonballs, some mithril dart tips, Earth Salts, Mist Runes, Obby Bobbies, and Darok Helms. So starting off with the cannonballs, if you haven't watched my last video on these are actually one of my super secret flips. But these ones actually end up going down to 66 to 64 coins, even though it's not directly shown on the graph here. So definitely try this one if you just want a quick flip. Next up, we got the Mithril Dart Tips, and while we did unfortunately buy these a little early, as you can see here, it went all the way down to 52 and we got ours at 62. It doesn't matter too much because the graph is stable throughout the rest of the day at 73 to 75 coins. And next up here, guys, we got the Earth Salts, and these guys were on a big downswing. It went all the way down here to under 100 coins, so we went and bought a bunch of those as well. And as you could see on the graph, since the graph was late again, you could see that it was already up to 160 coins from the initial downswing. Moving on to the Mist Runes. Now these guys weren't the craziest margin, I'm gonna be honest, but free GP is free GP, and we're flipping to 1 bill, so I grabbed a bunch of those as well. The Obby Bodies, however, I actually been doing these guys a lot on my main, and these seem to go up and down between 900k and all the way down to 750k. So if you want to set an alert on these to make sure that when they go down you can grab them, these are a good one to make a good couple of mil a day off of. Alright guys, so to do this, what you're gonna want to do is head over to the top page here. You're gonna want to click on create price alert. Next, you're gonna click on this pencil, and then you're gonna toggle to below, and then you're gonna go ahead and put in the 650k. So what this does is it'll alert you on your computer and email as soon as this offer price has reached below 650k, so you don't have to consistently track it. Last up here, we got the Darok Helms, and these guys are similar to the other ones, the Obby Bobbies, because you could see here the graph is sort of the same. There's a lot of downward spikes that you could clearly take advantage of if you're buying in at the right time. Now these are another ones that you're gonna want to go ahead and create a price alert to. Alright guys, so I just got back from dinner, and you know what it is, everything has sold once again, and this was in like record time too. I think it was only like an hour or two that I was gone. So starting off with the Earth Salts here, we made 310k off of these guys, with them only costing a total of 1.4 mil investment. This one is a complete no-brainer to do. For the Mithril Darts, we're up to 580k profit total now, so if you do the math, we've done the flip twice, it's around 260k per flip, and again, doesn't really hurt your bank at all at 72 coins each. Moving on, we got the cannonballs here at 638k profit now off of those guys, and as I said before, you can see here that my average buy price is 165 coins, even though the graph doesn't show it, so super secret flip. For the Darok Helms, we were able to make 400k off of those guys, another great flip for just 9 items, and a nice ROI too. We got 10% on those. The Mud Runes is probably the least I've ever made on a flip so far in this series. However, 100k is still 100k and free GP, so we'll take it. And the Obby Bodies were really unfortunate because usually I get at least 10 of these guys. Like I said, I do it on my main all the time, but I was only able to get 1, which kind of sucked, but at least we still made 155k off of just 1 item. So moving on to the next set of flips here, we got the Teak Logs, the Willow Log, the Hunter Potions, and the Tarrowman Potion. And starting with the Teak Logs here, you can see I bought them at 278, and you can go ahead and see on the graph that the stable price for this item is actually between 290 and 310. If it was a longer hold, you could even hold these up to around 350. Next up, we got these Hunter Potions, and Hunter Potions are actually a really good flip. So when you're looking for long-term flips, or essentially flips that you can go ahead and buy like 5 times the amount and just leave them in the GE for a day, this is exactly what you want to see. You want to see a blue line far down and separated from that yellow line so that you could buy these potions throughout the day and then go ahead and sell them all at once. We were also able to get these Tarrowman Potions. Now these potions were actually on the lowest they've ever been in the last 6 months, so I went ahead and I bought a bunch of them at around 260, and I was anticipating a price rise within the next week or two, but seeing as they don't cost that that much, I was okay holding these for as long as possible. And when I came back from dinner, guys, of course everything had sold again. And that's just like the pure beauty of flipping, right? I mean, you just go eat, you come back, and you bake a bunch of GP. Alright guys, so starting off with the hunter potions here, we were able to make 649k off these guys. And like I said earlier, if you were to go ahead and just put 10,000 hunter potions and just leave them for a day, I bet you could make at least 3 mil. For the Terramin potions here, guys, we made 1.46 mil, and we were able to buy them at 257 and sell them at that 383. So my theory was correct, but instead of waiting a week or two, it only took like 12 hours. And lastly, for the teak logs, we made 865k. So that was a nice one as well. So over here, we got the rune darts, the willow logs, and the extended fires. So having a quick look at the rune darts, we can see here on the graph that it is at a big downswing right now. There was also one earlier, like 18 hours ago, but this one is a pretty big no-brainer for me. And just a little bit over 5 minutes later, they were all able to sell, giving us a combined total now of 582k for rune darts. And almost every single time I do this one, it takes less than 10 minutes total to buy and sell these. Alright guys, for the next one, I decided to be a little bit more risky. I know I only have roughly a 70 mil cash stack. However, these Armadillo God Swords was a risk that I thought was worth taking. So you can actually see here that the price is dipping down relatively slow throughout the day. And then there's this big jump down to 12.5 and it's still selling at 12.8. So I thought that based on this information, I would be able to make a quick 200 or 300k for every Armadillo God Sword that I had bought. And let this be a lesson to everybody: do not do 12.8 mil flips on a 70 mil cash stack because all your money gets stuck. But anyways, we were able to make 288k off of these Armadillo God Swords, which is actually really awful, and I won't be doing those again. So let's move on to some flips that actually made us some profit. So we got the mahogany logs here and the iron ores. And taking a look at the iron ores here, you can see a stable graph and then a big downswing. This is sort of the trend if you haven't caught on already, but these are the types of graphs that you want to look for in order to make successful flips. The mahogany hogs, however, are a little bit of a different story. You can see the orange line actually dips down, which means it's a dump. So when that orange line goes down, you can expect that when you put in your offer that you will instantly buy this item. When that blue line goes down, it essentially means there's a lack of buyers. So when you put your price in, it's not going to insta buy, but you are going to be the highest offer price. So when somebody sells it, they sell to you first. Alright guys, so I just got back from dinner and it had been roughly 20 minutes and we noticed that everything had sold. And starting off with the iron ore here, guys, we have made 1.29 mil off of these now. And keep in mind, this is actually a free-to-play item, but not only this, it's also a really cheap item to do as well. Moving on to the mahogany logs, we were able to make 407k off of these two, and this was also a pretty good flip. I mean, over 200k, and we are happy. Alright guys, so with 50 mil just in clear sight, we're only 1.5 mil off. The next few items I decided to do were the Aram's robe tops and the uncut opals. Alright guys, so taking a look at these Aram robe tops, you can see that the blue line went all the way down to 2800, which is almost 400k below the buy price. So there was absolutely no way that I wasn't gonna put an offer in for those. And for the uncut opals, we actually got our first huge dump of over 250 gold. And you can actually see here, if I change it to the week, that the stable price is 1672. That being said, I'm just super excited to see how this one turns out. Alright guys, so it'd been roughly 45 minutes now as I just gotten back from dinner, and to my complete surprise, both flips actually sold in less than 5 minutes. Starting off with the Aram's robe tops here, we were able to make 970k off of just 3 Aram robe tops, which if you ask me, it doesn't really get any better than that. But the real beauty right here is those uncut opals, and this is exactly why I was so excited about them before. Check this out, we made 1.92 mil off of one singular flip on the uncut opals. And with these next two flips, we were able to make it now to 51.17 mil profit, bringing us over that goal of 50 mil. So continuing on, the next flip that I want to show you guys is these red chinchompas, and these ones were officially the second dump of the day. You can see on the graph here that that orange line goes all the way down to 1200, and for this one there's actually two different strategies that you can use. use. The first strategy being you just buy at 1200 because you know it's going to instantly buy, or you could actually try to buy these at 1130 gold each. And the reason is actually pretty simple. If you follow the chart of the red Chinchampas, throughout the entire day, they maintain that price of 1350 to 1380 gold, meaning you'll make a profit either way. And when I got back from dinner, the Chinchampas had sold. I also sold a few other things here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and list the profits so you can see them, as I didn't think that graph analysis was necessary for only 100k profit flips. And for those red Chinchampas, we were able to make 581k off of just 7,000 of these. Another one I don't really understand the buy limit, by the way. I mean, you need these to train your 99 range, so I have no idea why you can only buy 7,000 per 4 hours, but we'll take it. So the next two items here we got are the divine magic potions and the dragon arrows. So taking a look at the divine magic potions, you can see that this one is another one of those daily flips, and this is because throughout the entire day that buy price is stable at around 1401, and you can see the sell price is at around 1700 to 1800 respectively. So for this one, I would actually just feel comfortable buying like 10,000 of them at 1405 and just waiting a whole day to see how many sell. Moving on to the dragon arrows, this is another one that we can also add to the daily flips, as again these sell prices and buy prices are just so far away from each other throughout the entire day that you're always going to be able to make money off them. Alrighty guys, so I just got back from dinner and of course everything has sold again. And for the divine magic potions, we were able to make 550k on dot, which is actually pretty insane considering we only bought 2,000 potions. And for the dragon arrows, we were actually able to make 616k off of those as well. And those two flips made us another 1.1 mil, bringing us up to 53 mil profit. The next flip I have for you guys today is raw sharks, and it can easily be said that these are one of the most dumped items, so make sure you're always checking on these guys. And just taking a look at the graph here, you can see exactly what I mean. Every 3 or 4 hours, you can see that there's a spike going downwards, and that's when you want to buy the item, and then the spike goes back upwards. However, during the time I was actually buying these, we got even luckier, as the swing down was at its lowest in the last 24 hours, meaning I could hold these sharks at 1,000 and then sell them when the price goes back to 1,080. And after 30 minutes guys, we were able to sell off all of our sharks, making a total of 1.08 million on these guys, and they only took 45 minutes to do. And if I go ahead and show you guys the total amount here of sharks, in 2 rounds we made almost 2 million off of these sharks. So make sure you guys are checking for those shark declines and buying on those, because this is one of the biggest ones that you can do. With those sharks sold and added to our profits, we are now up to 54.39 total profit, and it's time to say goodbye.